Alright everyone, welcome back to the Theta Communications YouTube channel. Today we're going to be diving into some tweets that are very good for the AI war upcoming and the relation to Theta Network. Before we dive in, let us thank our Theta stakers as well as our Theta Tfuel stakers over on ThetaCommunications.com. You all make this content possible, as well as make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below to boost Theta-related content in the YouTube algorithm. All right, let's dive in. Let's set the stage and discuss how we got here and what's going on with China versus the U.S. in terms of technology and cost erosion. So 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we were able to hide a lot of the inflationary elements that could have occurred sooner in the U.S. economy if the Chinese nation was not manufacturing goods and subsidizing some of the costs, as well as other nations as well. We were able to utilize a nation where they were coming out of a much harder time and building and developing their economy. So therefore, they took over the manufacturing elements and then thus eroded away some of the U.S. manufacturing elements as well. So we have become this dependent nation in terms of U.S. On these other nations for manufacturing. Now, with China, there was a huge blow with the DeepSeek drop. We've done some big videos on those explaining what's going on. But DeepSeek and the ability to circumvent some of these traditional valuations is just the beginning. And I think Balaji here does a really good job of understanding that they want to do exactly what they did with the manufacturing sector and apply it to the software sector. Right, and in that technology stack, the model of being able to copy and do just as good bodes well for consumers, right? Because it's a deflationary business where if you can do something for much, much cheaper than someone else and get the same result, well, then obviously there was a capital arbitrage that is being closed in that moment. And what we have here in this chapter of history right now is you're seeing so much of the capital arbitrage getting closed very, very rapidly. And that makes it very challenging for technology companies within the US because the question is, where is their moat, right? If we look over here at the S&P 500, there is a lot of technology and software companies mixed in with this, right? We even have Visa with a payment network, where these companies, and we have to question the maturity of these things. We've seen investors start to maneuver out of U.S. equities and maneuver into international equities, especially on the Hong Kong side. And because of this, these businesses are matured and they are for the most part, have become the piggy bank of people to utilize capital and engage and open up certain elements of their financial portfolio. The problem here, though, is that if these valuations are representative of an old world versus the new world, then where is the value stack of this index with all this technology mixed in? You know, you have some good physical wholesalers, right? You got Costco, you have distributors like Walmart that channel and route different items, Home Depot, so you have commodities that people utilize on the ground, fuel, you know, those are staples within things. With the technology stack, though, I think a lot of these indexes and people are going to be caught off guard with some of the changes that are going to be happening. You're going to have a lot more Kodak moments going forward in the next 10 years, which is going to create a lot of volatility for these indexes and varying underlying holdings for people who treat them as savings or as retirement funds. So we need to figure out where does that put us in this equation here, where China is moving forward, and they are pushing their models, and they've shown that they can do it much cheaper. And whether it's a copy of another model or not, it does not matter, because the moat of the original model was not there. If it's able to be studied and able to be copied, then there's no moat on the business model. Right? We're in a series of businesses right now where it is extract value until someone figures out that there's a huge arbitrage to be closed, right? And then we just keep closing those arbitrage windows, and it's happening faster and faster. So this is the question for the US. Where do we go from here? And if China is going to be producing all of these AI-based manufactured goods, tandeming their manufacturing with their new AI systems, then this still puts networks and architecture like Theta in the forefront, right? Where you still need to be able to convey or relay this data from your original source to the destination or the hardware that's going to be applying the computational task. If these items are autonomous, then these need to be connected to some signal or be able to self-run or maneuver around in some sort of way. So Theta still has a huge place within that, and I think overall the resource sharing economy is still the most underloved right now. And I'm really happy that Theta is hardware agnostic and is at the moment large language model agnostic, right? We can plug any of these new models into the edge cloud here, right? And it's still the same underlying hardware underneath that's going to be helping and enabling the same GPUs, the same compute. And so we can keep plugging in different ones. So therefore, we're never stuck to, oh, we just make and we work with this large language model and we make X kind of content, right? We just make this kind. It's like those businesses are going to get eroded very, very quickly. It'll be like Adobe Photoshop right now being eroded by a lot of the AI generators. So moving forward, I think Balaji did a really good job with this. Go read this. Go check this out on our Twitter there. Cloud Thetacom is the @. So China is going to become a stronger competitor. So Theta also needs to figure out where their loyalties lie too, because I know we have a collaboration with some universities in China, and we are a US-based crypto project. So the question is Theta playing all sides of the field? Will Theta be a US-centric organization, especially with the patents that they have, and how they fit and position within this new AI war? I think it's going to provide a lot of great fundraising opportunity for the Theta team, as well as Akash, Aethir. It's going to provide a ton of fundraising looking at things like this, because you're going to have a huge hollowing out of the technology stack where people have been put into the middle, and those people potentially do not need to be there anymore. So I hope you have found this video well. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And as always, I will see you on Tfuel Island. Take care. Bye-bye.